Hey everyone, this is Jennifer with Midwest Wilderness Connections. I got another video for you here from the Pike Run wildlife area in Muscatine County, Iowa. There's a really neat boardwalk, a little catwalk that you can take out over what you could say is wetland. It's actually a stream. So let's take a look. It's got a really beautiful stands of wild rice, which is unique. You don't see that a lot of places. But here is the area the boardwalk goes over. And it looks like a wetland, but like I said, it's actually a stream. And we're in a part of the state where the water table is high. There's a lot of sandy soils. We got a marsh wren. But we have, it's areas that's not conducive to drainage. You're going to have a hard time draining with tile because you don't have enough what they call fall or grade to move in the water table so high. You just have nowhere to move that water to. Some areas they try to use some ditching, but again, when your water table is high, there's just not much you can do. So what's unique about this area is it's an area where the prairie and wetlands are working the way they did before settlement. And so if you think of a lot of our Midwest streams, you think of streams with running water, really steep banks. They're collapsing in some areas. They're trying to heal themselves, but we keep, we got 3 wood ducks flying in. They stopped vocalizing. I was hoping you guys could hear it. But we've done things that those streams, they're trying to heal themselves, we don't let them. We put levees, we'll put dams across them, we'll dredge or dig them out. And then they have to try to start the healing process all over again. What's cool out here is that you guys, where is he? Where are you, little guy? This is the coolest place, guys. Every time I come here, I see something fabulous. Oh, I don't know if that's a sora. I'm gonna have to look it up. Sora or one of the rails. Cool, you guys got to see it with me. But to continue on with what I was talking about, I'll tell you what, it's easy to get distracted down here. Everything is so gorgeous. But here, it's still functioning. It's like a wetland, but it's moving really slow. And you can see that when you look at the duckweed, which is the green, the little plants. It's the world's smallest flowering plant, floating on the surface there. And in the areas where the current's slow, it's building up. But you can see there is moving water. It's that channel in the middle that's just moving just slow enough that it moves the duckweed down the way. And you can see, let's see here, you can see down to the bottom of the water. It's crystal clear because it's primarily groundwater fed. The water is really cool. You can see we do have some. If I zoom in, I don't know if that's coontail down there, but you see we do have another wood duck. We've got some submergent aquatic vegetation. So this is the downstream side, and you can see the wild rice is going nuts. I'm going to turn. There's the catwalk. And we look at the upstream side, and here you can tell that stream has a wide berth. So it'll expand out, and on the far end, on that far side over there, is where I was talking about the blue joint woolly sedge wet meadows compared to a pure stand of reed canary grass. What happens is the water's the deepest in the area where even when there's low flow, not a lot of water, and it kind of concentrates, there's water there, but the depth of it changes from the center out, and it's a very gradual change, slowly. So what you get then is you get these different plant communities and zones. So right here, right on the edge, you're getting, this is wild rice. There's, along that other bank, there's a really good stand of rice cut grass. And then it kind of blends in then with the blue joint woolly sedge meadow, where you've got grasses, that kind of get in that wet meadow zone rather than like a true wetland zone. Now the rice cutgrass, they can withstand having water on their feet. Blue joint can too. Prairie cordgrass too, but not as much. So these plants have these adaptations to that moisture gradient where they start to stratify or fall out in zones to the edge. So what happens is when this floods and the water expands, it goes into those the sedge meadow areas, the wet meadow areas, and it slows the water down. Those areas soak the water up. The plants also capture that water. They do what's called evapotranspiration, where they carry that water from their roots up through and into the stem and the leaves, and then they let it out into the open air. And also when the water goes through those areas, there's so much vegetation, it slows the water down. When the water is moving slow, that means that sediment is settling out, because the faster the water is, the more it can carry the sediment. But when it slows down, the sediment is too heavy and it sinks to the bottom. So there are so many water quality benefits. And when we say we're restoring streams in the Midwest, sometimes we're thinking pool riffle sequences, like streams in areas that are a little more rocky. Where here in a lot of the parts, the prairie regions of the Midwest, we should probably be looking at this as our reference. This is our example. Now, where we run into some issues with that is, that takes a lot of land. And on top of it, to get it this extensive, it's got to be a community project. You've got to have landowners upstream and downstream willing to be part of that project. You've got to sell them on it. So this is really a watershed-wide effort. But again, you can see at the bottom of the stream, and a lot of the wetland stream, look at me, I don't even know what to call it, but it's a stream and a wetland. It's a prairie stream. And you come down here, you can see turtles under the water, you can see fish that are in here, little pickerel type fish, mad toms, which are fairly rare. Bowfin, though I see them quite a bit too. But if you ever get down in this area, come down, because it's worth it to come down, really explore, see what a prairie stream is supposed to look like. And I think that's the problem, is that generational knowledge is gone. We've lost the people and the knowledge of what these things look like before settlement. And we're lucky to have some of the historic writings and things of that sort that give us a clue, but every now and again on the landscape you can still find these jewels hiding out there if you know where to look. So again, this is Pike Run Wildlife Area, Muscatine County. The nearest town is Nichols. It's off of just north of Highway 22 and west of the Cedar River crossing. So alright guys, hope you found this interesting, and I will do it, next place I see something neat, I'll jump in and I'll share that with you too.